All right, guys. This is our second podcast. Welcome to Off-Topic Crab Attack. Off-Topic Crab Attack. Off-Topic Crab Attack. Off-Topic Crab Attack. Off-Topic Crab Attack! Hell yeah, guys. Well, if you didn't hear what the fuck we were saying, well, you're going to have to re-listen to it and all that shit. Well, my name is Antonio, and I am welcomed here by my singular guest today. Introduce yourself.
The notorious Pickle Rick.
If you haven't heard the first one, well, you're going to have to go back and listen to that to understand what that means. Alrighty. Well, today, I don't know if I have any small talk today. Do you?
Yeah.
Let's talk about some small talk then. Hell yeah.
Okay.
How's your day?
So, went to an AA meeting. After that, I was walking back to the apartment. No, I was walking to CVS first. Then as I was coming back to the apartment from CVS, this old man stopped me, and he's like, "Is your name Jared?" And I'm like,
Jared?
Jared.
Oh, Jared.
I was like, "No." He's like, "You look like a Jared." And I was like, What the fuck does that supposed
What does a Jared
What is that
look like?
supposed to mean? And he was like, "Oh, never mind. I forgot to take my meds." And then he just walked on his merry way. And I was like, you know what? Maybe socializing isn't such a very good idea.
Apparently not. Especially when you get called, you look like a Jared. What? I'm not exactly sure what that means, but...
I don't know. But let's just say that I think I lost a few brain cells today.
Probably. That conversation, I can imagine how that went.
Yeah, I was just like, okay.
And you were still walking after that, weren't you?
Yeah.
So you just had to think about that your entire walk.
Yeah, it was strange to say the least. There are some strange creatures in Pampa, Texas.
That ain't no shit.
Like,
it's not as bad as Amarillo, though. I've seen
that
some
is
weird
true.
people
That
there.
is true. And everybody in Amarillo drives like a fucking jackass. But they have to, or they'll get creamed.
Yeah. My mom had to drive over there. She was delivering post mail and all that shit. And she got one day that she had to go over there to deliver mail. And she had to drive like a fucking maniac just to get to her stops.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck that. I'm good. I don't ever drive to Amarillo. I used to. Not anymore. Fuck that. I'm good.
Yeah, I remember when we went to Guitar Center, we nearly died.
Oh, fuck. Is that the Chevy?
Yeah. We went up on two wheels.
Yeah. The Chevy was a heavy fucking pickup truck that had a, what did they call that? Camper
Topper?
shell? No, yeah, a topper. It had a topper on it. And so there was no looking back through the rearview mirror or anything like that. So yeah, I got used to driving it, but in Amarillo, you still, no, fuck that. I'm good. Yeah. Well, I do have a topic here today that we can talk about. It's about TV shows. Like some good ones, some bad ones, some ones you really hate, or some ones that started good but ended shitty.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I have one right off the bat that I can think of. It's called The Walking Dead. I'm sure everyone here has heard of it.
Yes. It started out decent. I liked
It
it,
did.
but it just got repetitive.
It did. It turned into like a drama, like a telenovela or some shit.
Yeah. I still think Daryl's a badass. He's cool as fuck. But I don't know. It's just it's not my cup of tea.
No.
Well, I guess for me it'd be a cup of coffee. But
yeah, I'm the one over here with a cup of tea. Yeah, but no, that show started off really good, and for a little while, for a couple seasons or so, it was good, and then it just turned into this novella, this fucking drama, and it's just like, I'm good. Why are you doing the same shit?
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah, it was like, honestly, I thought Z Nation was a lot better than The Walking Dead. Just because the characters were more relatable.
They were, yeah.
My favorite personally was Doc. I fucking love Doc.
Dude, hell yeah.
He's just an old stoner that just wants to live life, man. You know? I remember one episode, he was trapped in a ventilation system.
Oh, I remember that, yeah.
With a zombie, and he found a joint in his behind his ear, and he was like, "Yes!" So he started smoking it, and he got the fucking zombie high, and the zombie calmed down.
Oh, hell yeah.
It was like, yes, weed is the key.
Weed is the key.
Seth
Hell
Rogen
yeah.
agrees.
Yep. Yep. Dude, that show was so much more action-packed and funny. But it didn't get a lot of love. It really didn't.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't hear about it until it was already, like, a fuck ton of seasons in, and I didn't hear about it.
Well, that's because everyone was, like, focused on The Walking Dead
Yeah.
around that time, and Z Nation was so-called the knockoff version, but honestly,
It was so
I
much better
personally
than
think
some of the
knockoff versions of things are so much better than the originals.
Yes.
Most of the time.
Most of the time. Like the paranormal stuff.
Yeah.
Those are fucking funny. The knockoffs were hilarious.
Speaking of... Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
The originals were just... bleh. They're alright.
Yeah.
The knockoffs were actually... you can get into and watch and have fun with.
Speaking of supernatural stuff, Supernatural, the TV show.
Oh,
That show is
yeah.
badass.
It is.
Dean
Dude.
is fucking cool.
Dean. What was his brother's name?
Sam.
Sam and Dean. Yeah. Duh.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I watched it. I still have the DVDs to like 2 seasons. I've lost the other seasons, which sucks, but oh well.
Yeah.
But that show was interesting to get into.
Yeah.
Like at first, if you didn't care for any of the supernatural stuff and all that kind of stuff like that,
Mhm.
and you start watching that show, at first you're just gonna be like, "What the fuck is this shit?"
Yeah.
But then you can't get away from it.
Yeah. Yeah. I personally like I forget how to pronounce his name, but the actor who plays Dean, he's actually a really cool dude.
Dude, yeah, I've heard that too.
And he's one hell of a singer too. I don't know if you've
Yes.
heard his cover of "Simple Man" by Leonard
Yes,
Skinner.
I have heard that.
Man, he knocked it out of the park.
If y'all haven't heard that version of it, yeah, you gotta listen to it. It is
Yeah.
fucking good.
He-
His
he-
voice is amazing.
He inspires me to never sing again because I could never be as good.
Shit. Maybe in that genre, but in other genres, you're still pretty good.
Yeah.
Me, I can't sing for shit, so you got that going for you.
Well, it depends on what mood I'm in. Like, if I'm angry, or I have a lot of, like, pent-up emotions and shit, I love to sing metal
Yes.
and just scream it out. Linkin Park is my favorite one to just scream to.
Yeah.
Of course, my vocals could never match
No.
Chester Bennington's.
No, there's
I don't think anybody out there could match his vocals.
there's been covers of some of his songs. There's some people actually do match it, but it's not as good as the
It's
original.
not the same.
It's not the same.
Like, what was it? I think it was Halo Scene did a cover.
Yeah.
It was pretty good.
Hell
It
yeah.
was pretty good. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right because English is not my strong suit.
Hey, English is not my first
English
language.
is
so.
hard.
English.
Your cat was just staring at me, like
Yeah,
it
it
was
tends to
plotting my
happen.
death. Yeah,
Yeah, I got 2 cats in here, and they like to just mess around.
yeah.
They're weirdos. But hey, you watch any other kind of shows like
Green Arrow.
Green Arrow?
I fucking love Green Arrow. The
I
CW's version.
Yeah, when I started watching Green Arrow, I was into the Flash,
Oh yeah, Flash is
and
good
when
too.
Green Arrow showed up, they started making the shows for him for Green Arrow,
Mm-hmm.
and they all coincided with the Flash, and it was like, yes.
I thought Green Arrow was first.
I thought
Yeah,
Flash was
because
first.
the Flash is a season behind.
Are they?
Yeah. It started out with Green Arrow, and then in Green Arrow they meet Barry, and Barry saves Oliver's life with rat poison of all things, and that's where he is introduced into the series, and then he becomes Flash a little bit later. Yeah.
See, I guess I gotta rewatch them now.
Yeah, dude, like that. I watched it, all the series, Supergirl, The Flash, Green Arrow, Legends of Tomorrow, and then I rewatched them all like a year later, and it was awesome.
Hell yeah, yeah. I haven't watched Supergirl or the other one.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
I need to start watching. The one thing I love about The Flash is the science behind everything. It's like
Yes.
insane. Like some of it was actually like based off of real stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, which I find freaking awesome.
Like
that
the
TV shows are actually starting to base stuff off of real life instead of just nothing but fiction.
Yeah, like the particle accelerator.
Yeah, like that's a thing. And
Yeah.
yeah, they kind of
They spiced it up a little, but
a little, yeah, just
a
a
little.
little.
A little.
More like 3,000 times what it would actually do, and it's like,
Yeah.
like a particle accelerator exploding wouldn't be too terrible.
Yeah.
Compared to the show, it would be decently bad, but not that bad,
Right.
or cause what do they call it? Mutant? No, not mutants.
Metahumans.
Metahumans.
Yeah.
That would be cool though
That-
if metahumans existed.
That would be terrifying.
It would be
Because-
if we were basing off of the show, that would be fucking terrifying.
Because I guarantee you that 99% of the people, if they were given those powers, they would use them for evil. They would not use them for good. They'd be robbing banks. They'd be killing people for revenge. Coworker pisses you off at work, and I don't know if you just like kill him later. Like I mean, it's people wouldn't be using them for good. Like me personally, I think I would do a balance of good and evil. Like I don't get me wrong, I would rob a couple banks if I could. And like I would do some shiesty shit, but I'd probably rob the convenience store of all the fucking cigarettes,
For a pack of cigarettes.
and all the Delta 8 stuff, all that the
shit.
THCA, but I would also do good things like if I if there was like a situation where I could be of assistance, I would help.
Yeah, and it would also depend on what metahuman power you would end up
That
getting.
is true. That is
like
true.
if you got something shitty.
Like what
Shitty.
no, my luck, I could like if I was able to run as fast as the Flash, I would have some horrible side effect like I had the constant shits. That would be my luck.
Yeah. And you wouldn't be able to drink or smoke anymore because it would just go through your system like that. Like
Yeah, that would fucking suck.
Yeah, like the one episode where you tried to get drunk and he just couldn't.
Yeah,
and then what's his face?
Cisco.
Cisco gave him a highly concentrated alcohol,
And
which
he's
is
like,
basically just moonshine.
yeah, and
It
he's
hit
like,
him
oh,
for
I
like
feel
half a
something,
second.
and he's like, oh, it's gone.
But that would suck.
Now, what would be a really cool superpower is if for every time I smoke weed, I would get stronger.
Oh, dude.
But then again, that would also be a curse because at some point, I would go to like pick up my guitar or something and crush
Just
it in my
fucking
hands.
shatter it, yeah.
That would be depressing.
That would be like...
So that would be a gift and a curse.
Yeah, it'd be a gift and a curse because if you get too strong, you'd be like, fuck, I can't smoke no more weed no more, but I really want some weed. This is like...
Yeah.
Yeah, at first it'd be fucking fantastic, but would you start off with like your regular strength, or would you start off losing with no strength at all and all that shit?
Honestly, I would rather start off with no strength at all, just because I would have longer to go before it got really bad.
Yeah.
But like honestly, having super strength would suck because there's so many things that we do now that we take for granted that we wouldn't be able to do if we had super strength. Like we wouldn't be able to play on any sports teams because we would kill the players. Or
it's like when the Superman comics, or not the comics, the comics and the show, I guess. I think it was the comics. I'm not sure. But when he first started out and was a kid and all that, he wanted to play sports and all that, but he couldn't because he had all this strength and power and all that, so he couldn't do all that.
Yeah, and then like you could never have sex again because like you would kill the chick.
If you couldn't control your strength, yeah.
That is true. But honestly,
like
if you're in the
nowadays,
moment,
like, they can be super fucking strong, like Eddie Hall and all those guys.
Yeah.
They're super fucking strong, but they can still do stuff.
No, that is true. Yeah.
But if you were the same size as you are now, but still having massive amounts of strengths, like more than Eddie Hall and those guys, and whatever the other guy's name, I cannot remember. I'm sorry. If you had more strength than them, but still being the same size, that'd be kind of difficult. Well,
I'll tell you what. There was something that basically gave me inhuman strength. Meth. No, that's no shit. I remember I had smoked, I think it was like three rocks, and I was just like spun the fuck out. And I was walking down the street, and this dude comes up to me, pushes me, and tries to grab my wallet. So of course, I punch him in the face, and he hit the ground, and he didn't move. And I was like, oh shit, did I just kill him? And he got back up, so I was like, fuck, what do I do?
Do I hit him again or do I not?
And he pulled one of the most shameful moves. He grabbed me by the tit and started twisting. And of course, I didn't feel nothing because I was on all that shit.
Yeah.
So I grabbed his wrist, grabbed him by the throat, and threw him. I threw him 10 feet.
You know what that reminds me of? Like, have you seen those videos where, like, a baby's trapped underneath a car or some shit and the mother comes running and lifts up the fucking vehicle?
Yeah.
It's all fucking adrenaline.
Yeah. But I think on it, I'm pretty sure, like, with, like, drugs like meth, it, like, unlocks your adrenal gland.
Oh, yeah.
And allows you to be able to do this shit. The only issue with that is, well, besides all the bad side effects from meth, is after so long, prolonged periods of time of using meth or other hard drugs like that, you lose all that adrenaline.
Yeah.
So whenever you actually need it in a situation like that, it's not there.
Yeah.
Which would really suck. But I mean, honestly, if it came down to it and like it was like the last day on earth, like everyone was gonna die, I'd pick back up that pipe and smoke one more time. I would do all the fucking drugs, drink all the liquor.
Dude, I would
just
get
completely shit-faced.
Yeah, I'd be drinking like a motherfucker. If the world was going to end and everybody knew what day it was going to end.
Yeah.
You see all these movies where people would just go stealing shit. Well, I wouldn't fucking do it. Like,
no, because that's pointless.
Yeah, it's fucking pointless. You ain't going to keep that. It's just going to waste away. No, I would go to the liquor store and there probably wouldn't be nobody fucking there selling shit. There'd probably be people there. But I'd get me a bottle of something super strong and actually taste good and just fucking start drinking. I'd be sitting there just drinking.
Better invite my ass over because I'm gonna be drinking with you.
Hell yeah, I would too.
we'll smoke a whole bunch of weed and drink all the liquor, and I'm gonna be rolling that pipe. But only if it comes down to the end of the world.
Yeah.
If any other time I wouldn't do all that shit.
No.
I might, after I'm off probation, I might smoke a little bit of that THCA. But that's it. I'm not doing all that other shit.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, no. I just drink nowadays. I don't do anything else, and I don't even drink all that much anymore. Like, I've gotten to the point where I don't fucking do any of that.
I'll tell you a motherfucker that can drink. Casey.
Dude, yes.
Casey can fucking drink.
I can almost out-drink him, but I get to the point where, like, if we've been sitting drinking for a while, is where I just like... But no, if we're having like a drinking competition or something, like we're both sitting against each other or in front of each other and all that shit and having a bunch of drinks, yeah, I could drink a fuck ton.
Now I guarantee.
But then by the end of it, be like,
now I guarantee you, I can outdrink Casey on liquor.
Oh yeah, liquor,
I've got him outdrink on liquor.
Long.
But with beer, like beer, like it sits in my stomach and like all the carbonations or whatever comes back up, and
I can't drink
that's
beer.
why I can't shotgun beers.
Nah.
I've never been able to. I tried once and it did not end well.
Yeah.
So, and people are like,
all,
don't be a pussy, shotgun this beer. I'm like, nah, I'm not going to waste the beer like that.
No. That's one thing I don't understand about some of our friends that do that. It's just like, they'll shotgun it and waste like a fuck ton. It just goes all over the fucking floor. And it's like,
yeah.
Bitch, you ain't got no money to be wasting that shit.
Like, I'm a broke motherfucker.
Yeah, it's like, you got a whole fucking pack of beer, and yet you spent like an hour or so looking for change and shit just to buy it, and then you go and shotgun it and waste half the fucking beer all over the fucking floor.
Yeah.
Like, why?
What is your favorite type of liquor?
Ooh.
Like favorite drink, like a brand or whatever.
My favorite drink, just to drink to, not to get drunk to, but my favorite drink to drink to is Deserano. I'll mix that with either some either Dr. Pepper just to give it a little bit more sweetness, because I like the sweet. Yeah, I like sweetness, but I'll sometimes mix it with a little bit of vodka or what is the other one called? It's basically pure alcohol.
Everclear?
Yeah, I'll mix it with Everclear and something else. I can't remember what the hell it's called. It's been a while since I've done this. But mixing it with those two brings up the alcohol level a bit, but keeps the flavor.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm just sitting here drinking, like watching a show, I'll just drink the bottle that does Rona, and just say, fuck it. But if I'm drinking and I just want to have fun with friends and shit, I'll mix it with some vodka or Everclear just to bring up the alcohol level.
Yeah.
It's so much better that way.
Yeah.
It's less sweetness when you do it that way.
See, that's
but more alcohol, and I kind of like that when I'm hanging out with friends.
Yeah. And see, I would honestly like I don't drink Disaronno by itself, just because sorry, he threw a lighter to me and I got distracted. I don't know what HD is, but the doctor says I got 80 of them sons of bitches. But I don't really drink Disaronno just because it's too sweet. But if I like mix it with Everclear or vodka or something, I could probably drink it. Yeah. But my favorite drink is honestly gonna be Skull Rum. I fucking love Skull Rum.
Yeah, it is pretty.
It packs a punch. It packs a punch. It's very strong.
Yes.
It's cheap too. Like it's $12 for like a half gallon.
Yeah.
And
it's not like Disaronno. It's fucking $60 for the big bottle.
Yeah, that
30 something for the smaller bottle.
I'm too broke. I'm too much of a broke bitch to be spending money like that.
Same.
But but
it lasts me forever though.
And my favorite soda would probably have to be Mountain Dew. And my favorite energy drink is going to have to be what I'm drinking currently, and that is a Venom Original.
Hell yeah.
They're like $1.07 for this size can, which
bad.
is what's this? 16 ounce. So that's pretty good. Once again, I'm a broke bitch. I don't like to spend a bunch of money.
Yeah. Dude, that's not bad for
no, that's pretty good.
What was it like 3 something for a fucking Monster or some shit?
It's like almost $4.
Fuck that, I'm good.
And Red Bulls are like $5.
Very much. I drink Dr. Peppers, and that's all the soda type things I get. I don't really drink energy drinks unless it's coffee, and I don't even drink coffee all that much.
See, I don't know where I'd be without my energy drinks, my coffee. The reason why no one ended up dying by my hands today is because I've had my energy and my cigarettes. If it wasn't for those two very things, somebody would be dead. It would either be me or it would be somebody else, and I would be in prison.
Especially when you do all these odd jobs and shit. And
yeah.
It's just like,
and
some of those jobs you gotta have something to keep you calm, because.
What's the most idiotic thing happened to you on a job?
Oh, idiotic thing. Ooh. I gotta think about this one.
Like, it could be something that somebody did to you or something you even did yourself, just being a dumbass.
I got one.
All right.
I was working at the feed yard, right?
Mm-hmm.
I worked at the feed yard here and where I live. And I was a part of the doctor crew. And this feed yard does we actually cut up the deads to figure out and take photos of what their illness was, just to make sure.
Right.
See if there's any, if a black leg ever breaks out again, we know pretty fucking quickly. Because we had black leg outbreaks twice when I was working there. And it was no good. We lost over 150 head of cattle.
And what is that exactly?
Black leg is like a fungus type thing. It gets inside of the cattle. It could be from a non-vaccinated cattle that we get from like Mexico and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They don't vaccinate them for black leg, which is bad because every single one of those that we get from there, we pay quite a bit for them, and then we just end up losing them because they're not vaccinated for black leg. It sucks, but it basically makes them bloat and kills them from the pressure.
Oh
shit! Because it's a fungus, so it eats away at the meat and the fatty layer, and it eats away at the meat.
It'd be a horrible way to die.
It is. One day we were out there. We were just searching around like we do every day, and we saw this very fat, bloated cow. Looked like a fucking balloon. He was not there the day before, but when we got out and checked it, he was fucking rotten.
Oof.
It rots the cattle unbelievably fast. Within a couple of hours, the cow's dead, And then after that, the fungus keeps eating away at it, and it just makes them bloat real, real big. It's bad. So we got to catch it really fucking quickly. But
Yeah.
this is after the black light outbreak, when I started working there, and we were cutting open some cattle that we had like 30 something head die one night, and it turned out just to be pneumonia or whatever it's called.
Pneumonia.
Yeah, pneumonia.
Yeah.
And because it was cold and shit, and these were all younger cattle. They weren't grown big enough to get away from that. So the younger cattle get pneumonia pretty easily, and we're not allowed to. Nowhere here in Texas is allowed to give them medicine over 3 times.
Yeah.
3 times of medication, and we can't do nothing more. Because it's both a health risk when they go to slaughter, and it's too expensive to do any more than 3.
Right.
If you do the math and see how much each one of those shots actually is, and it's fucking expensive. One bottle is over $2,000.
Jesus.
And that's what we give them for their 3rd and final shot. If they don't survive from that 3rd shot, we can't do nothing more because we can't. There's feed yards, that's how they do it. But we were cutting up on this cattle, and the new guy, fucking dumbass, does not know how to do any of it. So we were teaching him how to start cutting up on the deads. And he slips with his knife and cuts me on my arm. I still have this massive fucking scar just on my arm because he slips and slices my fucking arm open.
I'd be throwing hands.
I almost did.
Because you got all that. You got that cow guts or, blood in there as well.
Yeah, it's...
That could get
infected.
infected.
And this was glad to say, this one was not a pneumonia cow.
Oh.
This one died from natural causes. We don't know exactly what he died from, but it was not pneumonia. It wasn't because he was sick or anything like that.
Right.
So he was a good cow. He just didn't make it, and he was only I don't even think he was notched, so I don't think he ever had any medicine. So, but he looked fine on the inside. He was perfectly fine. But this guy was supposed to be on the front of the cow, which is a little bit harder because he got down the rear end of the cow, which is a hell of a lot easier as long as you don't cut through the guts and all that. Mm-hmm. So we were trying to teach him how to do the front end of the cow, so near the head and all that. And I don't know how the fuck he managed to do this because I was at the rear of the cow. I was just holding the leg so I can cut down. And I don't know how, but he managed to cut my arm. It was so fucking stupid. And he quit the next day. He did not show up the next day. I was there at work and just wrapped my arm and everything. I was fine. I didn't go to the doctor because, well, I don't have the money for that. And I had to work every single day except one day every 2 weeks. So that's all I had. So I needed the money, so I kept going to work. I'm just glad that the cow was not sick, because if he was sick, I would not risk the chance, and I would go to the hospital. But he was perfectly fine on the inside, so I said, fuck it, I'm going to go to work. So, yeah, that was an idiotic thing that happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you?
Well, I have a couple pretty good ones. Okay, here's a good one. So, later, yeah. So I was working for this guy, Chris. I did a lot of furniture moving, and see, having autism, it's very hard to find jobs, and keep them, and it's like it has to be something that's very simple. Like, I don't mean to sound like a dumbass, but that's basically how it is. I can't help it. I've tried
You're not
working.
necessarily a dumbass. It's hard for you to do something.
Yeah, like I can't like taking orders or counting money, like all those simple things that normal people can do. I can't do. Yeah. Or it takes me like 3 times to actually do it right, and people get impatient, and I get fired.
Yeah.
Well, so I found this job moving furniture, and that was like a side job just out of this dude's garage. And, well, one day we're out there. It's the middle of winter, snow on the ground. It's fucking colder than Eskimo's pussy. And
What the hell did you come up with that?
I don't know. I don't remember. Well, anyways, like he had called me and woke me up. It was like, I don't remember exactly what time, but he had woke me up, and this is after a night of heavy drinking, so I was hungover. I was like, I hopped in the car or in the truck, and I was like, before anything, I need an energy drink. So we stopped at the store, and I grabbed like 2 or 3 energy drinks, and I slam them. Threw up.
Damn.
Then slammed the last one.
What the fuck?
Yeah. So I was already in a shitty mood, feeling like shit. And we had a heavy load. We had 2 armoires, oak wood, a couple couches, couple dressers, couple washer and dryers on this trailer.
Yeah.
And now the way it worked was I had nobody to help me ever. Well, I say that. Sometimes he'd make his wife get out there and help me.
Big guy?
Yeah, that motherfucker.
Okay, I know who you're talking about now.
Yeah. He would, instead of him getting off his lazy ass and getting out there and helping me, he'd make his wife, who was like 60, get out there and help me. And I'm not gonna let her like lift this stuff.
No.
So I was like, no, you just act like you're helping me. I got this. Just like just kind of steady the things that I'm moving a little bit.
Yeah.
So the first thing we move is the armoire. One of them. And, well, Chris didn't have the truck in park.
Oh, my God.
I'm literally standing on the trailer, 1 foot on the trailer, 1 off, and he just starts driving forward. Of course, if anyone understands physics, they know what's about to happen.
Yeah.
That armoire comes barreling at me off the trailer, lands on me, and now this thing has to be a good couple 100 pounds.
Yeah, those things are fucking heavy.
Lands on me. I hit the ground. I move the motherfucker off me. I get back up. I walk right up to the driver's seat. I'm like, you stupid motherfucker. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Can you not put it in park?
That reminds me of how mad I got at one of my bosses. Fucking hell.
Man, I was fucking pissed. And then this other time, we had this guy with us. His name is Art. Art was a heavy tweaker. Now, if you've never worked with tweakers, it is a nightmare. It is an absolute fucking nightmare.
I can understand that.
Oh my god.
It's like when we worked for that scrapyard guy.
Oh my god, yeah. Well, so once again, we're moving. It was a hutch, one of the tall ones. And also oak wood. Me and Art are getting it off the trailer. Well, we're in the middle. It's leaning towards us. We're about to take it off the trailer at this point, and his phone rings. This motherfucker lets go, answers his phone, and walks away. So I'm like holding this motherfucker up, like it's straining, and I ended up dropping it. Chris got the nerve to get all pissed off at me because I dropped it. I just walked away. I was like, fuck this shit.
Yeah,
if
I
don't
walk away too. Fuck
I don't walk away right now, I'm gonna be beating somebody's ass.
And with him, it would be easy.
Yeah, and shit like
motherfucker can't move.
And shit like this would happen all the time, man. You know how much he paid me a day? $10.
$10.
But it was the
A
only
day?
job. Yeah, but it was, and I'd work like sometimes 3 hours, sometimes 8 hours. Sometimes we go out to fucking Oklahoma and pick shit up. There's a couple times I had to drive for him without a license. That was fun, driving on Amarillo's freeway.
Oh yeah, fuck that. And with no license?
No license, and the fucking driver's side view mirror was gone.
Oh fucking hell.
But shit like this would happen all the time, and I'd say I'd be done with it, but like I needed the cash for just quick cash for whatever I needed, food, different things, and so when he called me, I'd show back up. I did this for 5 fucking years.
5 years?
5 years of putting up with his ass. And eventually he went back to prison. He actually tried running over, I think it was his stepdaughter with his truck.
What the fuck?
He got twisted off on that meth, bro, and just went crazy. Beat the shit out of his wife. It was bad. And so, yeah, I vowed after that to never work for a piece of shit like that again.
Yeah.
And he was my first AA sponsor, bro.
Seriously?
Yeah. He was the one that introduced me to AA.
And he does that shit.
Yeah.
God damn. That's even more fucked up because what?
People are fucking great, aren't they?
Yeah, it's like reminds me of when I worked for an electrician. I won't say the brand or the name or anything like that because he does good work when he wants to do good work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but he's kind of a racist prick. Mm. And if he hears this, I don't give a fuck. You're a racist prick. Now I kind of hope he hears this shit. But no, I was going up the ladder with 2 spools of wire, and if you ever carried spools of wire, it's not the small spools that you can get like Walmart and stuff like that. No, it's the big, heavy shit. Yeah. One spool weighs about 80-something pounds or so, and I was carrying 2 of those up a ladder because we were in a hurry, like big time in a hurry. If we didn't get this job done, well, the whole place wouldn't have electricity, and this was the school. I can't remember which room it was, but it was I think it was like the gym or some shit. Mm-hmm. And they were fixing to use that and all that shit. Yeah. But yeah, we were carrying these spools of wires up there, and my coworker was already up top and was fixing to grab the wire from my hands so that we can get up there and get the job done. Yeah. Well, I was lifting one up above my head so I can hand him to it. He had his hand down and was fixing to grab it. Yeah. But I wasn't close enough to grab it for him to grab it yet. Yeah. And my boss is on the fucking phone on the down below the ladder. Yeah. And he was on the phone not paying attention and kicks the fucking ladder. I go falling with these 2 fucking spools of wire that are heavy as hell, and I land on my knee. Ah, shit. My knee is fucked up right now. Like, sometimes I can't fucking move because it's, like, stiff and all that, and I can't do anything. I was never this bad with my knees until then.
That's fun in the wet weather.
Yeah, it's fucking shitty. But no, he fucking hits the damn thing, and he says sorry and then keeps walking off. I'm like...
Sorry?
Really?
And walks off?
Yeah, he just fucking walked off.
What the fuck?
Like, you fucking stupid or what? I could have just fucking died. I landed on fucking concrete. I'm just glad it didn't hit my fucking head. Yeah. It's like, fucking hell. Dude, my coworker was looking at him like, what the fuck? So my coworker comes down because I was in pain. I couldn't fucking move very well. Yeah. After that, I could not fucking move very well. I was in a lot of pain. But we had to get this job done. We were outside of just fucking doing this shit. Mm-hmm. There's not a hospital or anything in that town, so yeah, it's a smaller town, but whatever. But we got the job done. I went home after that, and because I couldn't take it anymore, and I had to go home. Yeah. And I went home and I fucking fell asleep, and the next morning I couldn't fucking move.
Yeah, I imagine.
Yeah, and I had nobody there with me. I was living alone at the time, so I had nobody there with me, and I could not find my phone, and I couldn't get out of bed to find it. So I just laid there and went to sleep and all that. But yeah, people are fucking stupid. Oh yeah. Some people just don't think about what they do.
Yeah, yeah. So, some people like I'll admit, like, sometimes I have stupid moments, but it's never anything severe. Yeah. You know, like whenever I'm doing a job or anything that requires, like, you know, good focus, or else like someone gets hurt. Yeah. Like I'm pretty good about, you know, not being a dumbass. Yeah. You know.
Like I'm good about that too. It's like, you want to know something absolutely stupid? Same boss, same electrician, and everything. We were at this house, and this is where I get fired for something stupid. Okay, so we were at this guy's house doing full electrical. We're doing everything. From plugs, wires, new lights, everything. It's a full remodel. Yeah. So, and the guy who owns the house walks in, and I'm sitting in the main living room, which is fucking massive. And we're doing plugs and everything, and he sees me standing there waiting because I'm waiting for my coworker because he's up in the attic. So when he gets to the spot, I'm supposed to knock on the top of the ceiling just above where the wire needs to come down. Yeah. And he sees me waiting there, just kind of looking up. And he sees me doing this like 3 different times in 3 different spots. I'm doing my job. I am waiting for him because I have to wait for him because I can't do anything else because there's only 2 people working for this guy. So I kind of have to be where he needs me at when he needs me there.
Yeah.
And since there's construction and everything going on, it's hard to hear. So I have to be right fucking there so I can hear if he's there yet or not.
Yeah.
So the owner of the house comes in and sees me doing nothing. Nothing with air quotes. I'm actually doing something, but he thinks I'm doing nothing. This happened 3 times. 3 different spots. So I was actually doing my job and everything.
Yeah.
And my boss comes in and starts yelling at me like, what the fuck are you doing? I look at him. I'm waiting for my coworker, because I'm not going to say his name. Waiting for him to get where he needs to be so I can tell him where the wire needs to be so I can pull it down. And he starts yelling at me. It's like, you need to be doing something while you're waiting. How? I can't fucking hear him. His phone does not work, so he can't call me. It's hot as hell up there. You can ask him. And by the time I actually finished that part, so I was getting the wire for that plug and everything, my coworker comes down and was fixing to show me where we needed to go next. And by the time he gets down, my boss has told me I'm fired. You can get the fuck out. And my coworker said, "Why is he fired?" And he starts yelling at him because he wasn't fucking doing nothing. And my coworker says, "Yes, he was. He was doing shit for me." You know what this motherfucker says? Well, it didn't fucking look like it. So I walk out. And keep in mind, my coworker cannot drive back and forth to work. He's not allowed to drive back and forth to work because he got pulled over once and he lost his license for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a whole big thing. So I can't drive him back to his home because I drive him from his home to work every day. And now I can't do that because I'm fired. Yeah. About
that's
2
fucking
or 3
ridiculous.
weeks later, the boss calls me up and tries to hire me again. I said,
Oh,
no,
what the
go
fuck?
yourself. And I hung up on him. Then my coworker calls me, man, I need you. I can't do this without you. I'm like, I flat out told him, I'm sorry, I am not working for him no more. He's just, no. And he fully understood that.
Yeah.
But I hate to say that I'm also really sorry because my coworker needed me driving back and forth. He needed me in the job site because our boss was never fucking there. He was always going to do something else, and the only thing he ever did was either switches or maybe a plug or 2. And that's all he did because he's a big guy and just he does good work. But that's all we ever saw him do, or all he ever actually did. By the time I started working for him, that's all he really did.
Yeah.
And we did all the heavy shit and all the actual work.
Yeah.
It's like, really? Like, there was another time where he had no idea how a 12-volt relay system worked, which is not complicated. When you look at a box, there's a whole bunch of fucking relays, and there's a main 12-volt and a main ground, and then a couple other signal wires and shit.
Mm-hmm.
When you look at it in the big box, it looks complicated, but it's really not. It's super simple. And he couldn't figure this box out. And he's done these boxes before, but he could not figure this one out for some reason. Don't know why, he just could not figure it out. He goes to leave, and he gets pissed off and goes to leave. And this is before I got fired, like a month or so before I got fired. I know 12-volt systems. They're super easy for me to understand. So I go and look it up, look at it while both my boss and my coworker walks away to the truck and was going to call somebody, and I figure out the problem. I can't say the problem because it's a company thing, and yeah, especially for the company that we were working for at the time, I can't say anything about it. But yeah, but I figure out the problem, and I go and tell him the problem, and he doesn't fucking believe me. At all. Does not fucking believe me. I told him the problem of every single detail of the actual problem of what it was. And it was a simple problem. But he didn't fucking believe me. And he goes and still calls the guy that he was calling. And the guy shows up. Guess what the guy says?
Same thing.
The same fucking answer that I gave him. He fucking said it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was like, I told you this already. Dude, that guy even asked me if I wanted to work for him. But at the
I would
time,
have said yes.
yeah, I would have. If I knew it was going to be like this the entire time. But I was already working there for about a year. No, about 2 years already. So I was doing good and I was making good money. But at the time, I didn't think to say, yeah, sure. Would love to. Because I would have taken that job if I knew what was going to happen later. I would have taken that job. Because I understood that shit and he knew I understood that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because I was talking to him when the boss and my coworker left to go get the spare parts for it. Mm-hmm. I was talking to this guy and was, yeah, I understood every bit of that. And he knew that I had told my boss about that. I was like, what the fuck? But yeah, that's what happened with that guy. It's just not fun. I can't say names or company names or any of that shit. Yeah.
I had this one job. It was a side job. It was an odd job, I guess. Mowing a lawn. It wasn't just mowing. It was weed eating, cutting down some trees, just simple stuff.
Yeah, simple shit.
And the guy that I was working with, I told him about the job. He said he'd work with me. Yeah. And I won't name his name because, I don't want to talk shit about somebody. And anyways.
Unlike your other boss, we could talk shit about him all different days. He's so much worse.
It's somebody that you know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And he wasn't used to cutting shit with a handsaw and a hatchet. And I told him, I said, all right, I'm gonna mow the lawn and I'm gonna do the weed whacking. You just do the tree trimming. And I mean, it's not like we're cutting down a full ash tree. It's pieces of the tree.
Okay.
Like branches.
Yeah.
And they're probably
kind of
like the biggest.
The, tree or some shit.
The biggest one was like maybe 6 inches in diameter.
Okay.
So it wasn't that big. Well, I get about halfway through the mowing, and he comes up to me. He's like out of breath. He's like, "Hey, bro," and I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Do you mind doing the tree trimming? I can mow for you." And I'm like, "You can't do the tree trimming?" He's like, "Dude, no, I can't." I'm like, motherfucker. Like, pansy ass. So I told him just go wait in the truck and I'll just finish up the mowing and I'll do the fucking trimming myself. Because I was already pissed off that day. Shit wasn't going my way. And I just, I was just like, you know what? Fuck it. I'll just do it all myself.
Fuck it.
So I get done with the mowing and the weed eating. And I start cutting away. And, he comes up to me about 10 minutes into sawing, and he's watching me just go through these branches. And he's like, how the fuck can you do that, bro? And I'm like, it just takes practice, motherfucker.
It's not even practice. It's not that hard.
No, and I mean, like, you gotta, it's a certain technique you gotta have with it. And you just glide the saw along. You don't press down super hard, or else it's gonna get caught and you're just gonna get frustrated. But if you go fast and just glide it along, you're gonna go through them branches like it's nothing.
Yeah.
And when you're about halfway through, you cut the underside. That's the way I do it. You cut the underside, so that way it doesn't get pinched.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense, because once you get farther down into the branch, it'll start to get stuck and get pinched.
Yeah.
But this one time there was this tree trunk out of my aunt's place. It was a full tree, but it crashed down in front of the road.
Yeah.
And ever since I was a little bitty, I've always had this weird thing where I can just lift things no matter how heavy they are. Ever since I was 12. I don't know what it was. I lifted a whole ash tree off the ground and moved it out of the way. This was maybe last summer. Yeah, last summer. I was living there, and nobody in the house was gonna get out there and do this shit. Wasn't gonna move it, wasn't gonna cut it up, nothing. All we had was a hatchet and a handsaw.
Yeah.
Dull hatchet.
Oof.
Couldn't find the sharpener. So this is back when I was still, smoking bud. And I took me a couple of tokes of sativa. And then I just got to it, put my headphones on, started listening to Slipknot, and I was just going to town on this tree trunk, and I cut this whole sumbitch up with that hatchet and that handsaw.
Hell yeah.
And got it done within 2 days.
That's not bad.
Yeah,
I think I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, that big motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one that was sitting there on the other side of the fence.
God damn.
I lifted that sumbitch over the barbed wire fence. And I owe it all to weed.
Oh, to the weed, man. Oh,
but it's like, I don't know what it does. I don't know how it does it, but it's like, it just gives me this energy and like makes me zone out into my work.
Yeah.
And mixed with the music, like time just flew by like a snap of fingers. And before I knew it, I was before I knew it, I was done with it. And I looked down at my hands and they were blistered like a motherfucker. And then the
Blisters
pain
are
set
fun.
in, and I was like, ah.
That's when you hit another fucking.
Yeah, no, I took like 8 more tokes off the fucking dab pen, and then I went in the house, and my aunt was like, where were you? And I was like, I was outside cutting the tree. And she was like, cutting the tree? We ain't got a chainsaw. And I'm like, I know. She looked at my hands and she's like, God damn. But you know, it's one of those respect things, man, because like I'm on SSI and I'm paying probation, and I didn't have any money to like be able to, you know, afford rent for a place, so she let me stay there out of the kindness of her heart. I just pay for my own food and that's it.
Hell yeah.
I did that for a year, and this is after I got kicked out of the Francis house on Francis Street. That bullshit in the winter.
I remember that shit.
Yeah, and so I was living there, and you know, whenever something needed to be done, I went and did it.
Yeah.
You know, just because, you know, it's one of those respect things, and you know that's something that a lot of kids don't seem to understand is, you know, respect. And you know, they're like, why do
Especially nowadays.
Yeah, like, why do I gotta do chores? It's not my mess. And I'm like, motherfucker, it's called respect.
Yeah.
Your parents pay them fucking bills. They break their backs just to scrape by and give you everything you fucking want. And all you can do is sit there and bitch and complain because you gotta take out the trash and wash the dishes.
Not like my brother. He won't fucking wash the dishes. He won't even fucking touch them. He won't even touch the trash unless somebody yells at him. And he won't even help. He's got this fucking dog, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just got this dog. The dog fucking loves him. But he won't fucking take care of her. I'm the one taking care of it. I at first didn't fucking like the dog. I don't much care for dogs. Sorry. But I didn't much care for them. And when we first got her, I didn't care for her.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, she's rowdy, and yeah, now she's super lovable and everything.
Yeah.
Except when it comes to new people. It's just, yeah. But he won't fucking take care of her. So I'm having to take care of her because my mom fucking works all day.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not even allowed to work anymore because of the fucking doctors and shit.
Yeah.
I'm not even allowed to fucking drive anymore.
Yeah, that's gotta suck.
It does. It does. But when you have the fucking seizures and shit, you can't fucking do anything anymore.
Yeah.
It's fucking shitty. Yeah. But nowadays, kids don't fucking do anything no more.
Oh, no. They'd rather sit on their asses and play fucking Fortnite all day.
Yeah.
And I'm not knocking Fortnite. I personally don't care for it. That wasn't a knock at Fortnite. So to all you younger viewers out there, don't get all pissy.
If there is any younger viewers.
Whenever I was younger, you know, I used to get a little pissy because I had to like take out the trash or something, but I understood, you know, like that's something I needed to do, so I had to do it.
Yeah.
Now my room, on the other hand, that motherfucker was always a mess. Like I would clean it and the next day it'd be a mess. And I cleaned it like every day.
Same.
Yeah. But like it was an organized mess. Like I knew where everything in that room was, even though it was a complete mess.
That's how most kids are. I don't know about nowadays. Like Keegan or my brother, he doesn't know where anything is. His room's a mess all the time. It's worse than mine. It's like, what the fuck? And he doesn't know where shit is. Like he just throws it somewhere and he's done with it.
Yeah.
Like his bed's clean and everything, but that's it. And the only reason why his bed's clean is because his girlfriend comes over every fucking day.
Yeah.
I was like, the fuck? clean your fucking room. You got a girl coming over.
Yeah. No, like I remember like I didn't really have anybody come over to my house because, well, my house looked like it was something out of a horror movie for starters. It was out in the boonies, and it looked kind of sketchy. The inside was beautiful. I loved it. But the outside looked sketchy. So no one would, like, people would take one look at that house and be like, I'm not going in there. Well,
yeah. It's like the first time I saw your house. It's like, I don't know about this.
Yeah. But
then I fucking walked in there. It was like, yeah, the inside of the house looks fucking great.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it had some problems, but we fixed those.
Yeah.
Like the water leak and shit.
Yeah.
We fixed that pretty good.
And but like the one time I had a girl over, one time. Don't laugh at me. Fuck you.
I'm going to laugh at you.
Fuck
you know
you.
this.
I'm an antisocial creature. I don't
Yes.
know how to socialize right. The one time I had a girl over, I cleaned that room spotless. I even scrubbed the walls.
Goddamn.
Like, I wanted to make sure that place was spotless.
Hell yeah.
And she come over, and like 20 minutes later, she's like, "Oh, I gotta go," and then fucking left. And I was like, "Oh, damn! Now I feel depressed."
No.
But that's beside the point. Anyways, sorry. My brain just
Zoned
farted.
out for a second.
Yes. Maybe he's born with it. Maybe it's the schizophrenia. Voices I have. Voices. Now I remember when we were on that job, and at the house, and Serenity kept fucking calling me. I had messaged her. I was like, "Hey, I can't talk right now. I'm working." She called me like 20 fucking times, and I was fucking pissed off, man, because Jonica, whatever the fuck you want to call
it.
Yeah.
I call it an it.
Yes. That we're probably gonna get some backlash for that.
I don't give a shit.
But he was getting pissed off. And I'm not knocking any transgenders. I'm not. It's just like, don't fucking force that shit on, kids,
Yeah.
Like,
especially
you got
when you're
these
old as fuck, and then all of a sudden you find out you're mostly female, and it's like, no, you've been a man your entire fucking life. You're married to this woman here. And all of a sudden, you're a fucking female, and you fucking divorce her, and it's like, what the
I mean,
fuck?
You do you. I couldn't really give a fuck. I couldn't care less. But what pisses me off is these people going into the kindergarten classrooms, trying to confuse these kids, and it's like, no, let them grow up, let them figure it out for themselves. That's not right. Leave our kids alone.
Yeah, let them be them.
Exactly.
You be you.
They're too young to understand what the fuck sex is. They're too young to understand all this different shit. Just let them be kids. Let them worry about fucking rainbows and unicorns and shit like that.
Yeah.
Not, oh, I think I'm a girl now.
Like, they ain't going to understand that until they get older.
Yeah.
It's like, really?
But we're probably going to get some backlash for that.
Yeah.
But, oh well.
Oh well, fuck it.
Yeah.
But alrighty, guys. This is going to be the closing of our podcast for today. We will have another one. I don't know what we're going to be talking about. Well, we will have another one here pretty soon. So look forward to that.
Just know it will be off-topic crab attack. Off-topic crab attack. Off-topic crab attack. Off-topic crab attack.
We got off topic a decent amount, but not as much as I was expecting.
Yeah, true.
Which is good, because that makes for a much smoother podcast.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry for anyone who's actually paying attention when there's other people around. I only have 2 microphones that currently work. So there's going to be a little bit of hiss in one of the microphones, but that's fine. And some people might be a little quiet.
Yeah.
But, oh well. But y'all guys have fun, and I hope to see y'all in the next podcast. Podcast out.